On Tuesday, the Gambia government and the European Union and the United Nations Development Programme presented plans for the Gambia's responsive and accountable transition project at a local hotel in Bijilo. The EU-UNDP Great Initiative, funded by the European Union with a budget of €9 million, aims to strengthen the Gambia's democratic transition, safeguard human rights, and enhance governance structures. The Great Initiative places a strong emphasis on the citizen engagement, particularly the participation of women, youth, and marginalized groups. It also seeks to empower civil society organizations, the private sector, and the media to demand greater participation, transparency, accountability, and responsiveness in governance processes.
We have, thankfully, from the European Union, €9 million that are dedicated to the support of this program because, like many other nations, the Gambia is facing critical issues that require immediate attention, and we know that we need to prioritize to make sure that we're making a meaningful impact. For us, having consulted and using a very consultative process in the design of this program, we're looking at some of the key issues that need to be addressed. For women, for instance, we understand that women, we know, constitute over 50% of the Gambia's population, yet representation in positions of leadership is starkly low, with women only holding 10% of parliamentary seats.
On behalf of the Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Solicitor General Hussein Tomasi affirmed that the Gambia government is committed to ensuring that the Constitution and laws are improved to better safeguard human rights and fundamental freedoms for all Gambians.
As a government, we are committed to ensuring that our Constitution and legislation better provide for checks and balances, protect human rights, and safeguard fundamental freedoms of all our citizens, including those in vulnerable situations. You are all aware that we have relaunched the process of introducing the draft constitution, which failed before the National Assembly in 2020. Efforts are being made, and dialogue has already commenced with all political parties with a view to getting the constitution back on track. And we already have clear timelines, and all things being equal, we are hoping that by December 2024, we would go to a referendum on the draft constitution. And of course, the project coming up at the right time will definitely be much needed to guide and fund the process of consultations that will be required for an introduction of the constitution. And I'm glad to note that the project factors support to the constitutional review process.
The EU-UNDP Great Initiative is aligned with the Gambia's Green Recovery Focus NDP pillar on governance reforms. It aims to help the Gambia achieve good governance, respect for human rights, and empower citizens through decentralization and local governance. The European Union Ambassador to the Gambia, Corrado Pampaloni, said that the EU-funded initiative underscores its commitment to fostering a responsive and accountable democratic system in the Gambia.
The Great Initiative is a €9 million project supporting democratic governance. The vision of the government that we share and we are further supporting with this project is to make governance in the Gambia more efficient, responsive, and accountable.
The Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Lands, Regional Government and Religious Affairs, Safi Sankare Faraj, expresses her gratitude to the European Union and the United Nations Development Programme for their steadfast support in turning the project from a vision into a reality.
The GREAT project has been structured around 3 specific objectives, each which plays an indispensable role in shaping the trajectory of our country. One is supporting constitutional and legislative reforms, enhancing transitional justice, rule of law and human rights, and finally, strengthening of local governance. This third objective is of particular importance to my ministry. It will address the challenges and opportunities within our local governance structures and systems, which play a pivotal role in our socio-economic development and governance.
The EU-UNDP Great Initiative, a €9 million project funded by the European Union, was unveiled by Gambian President His Excellency Adama Barrow at the Stakeholder Conference and Donor Roundtable on the implementation of the Truth, Reconciliation, Reparations Commission recommendations. The project will be implemented by UNDP in partnership with the Ministry of Justice from this year until 2027. Reporting for Kerfatu, I am Buba Gajigo.